What's up, guys? Itchy here. Welcome to the NLNP Podcast, episode 06. Today we have a star-studded cast. As you can see, we have our regulars. We have Formana.
Hey, guys.
We have Blackula.
Hola.
We have Mofo.
Hey, what's up?
And joining us today, we also have Sam. You may know him from his blog, Brave Frontier Pros. Very, very popular. Definitely a place where I got a lot of my information from. And also that other guy, who do we have with us? What's that other guy's name?
Wow. All these
I
powerful
know
introductions.
he's got a name.
All over mine.
Something, I don't know. Yeah, some kind of beard guy. So anyway, Sam, tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you into Brave Frontier? How long ago did you start?
Wow. Oh, that's a tough question, really. It all started last year. I was playing a game called Fantastica. So it was kind of bored a bit and just getting bored, and everyone's kind of moving towards a new platform, and Brave Frontier is like the new frontier at a point in time. So that kind of got started, and just, running a silly blog, and I'm just pretty stoked that, and getting some good traffic coming through. So thank you for the support altogether.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, your website is definitely the best one out there as far as Brave Frontier goes, because we get to get live updates of all kinds of good stuff, and every time that something comes out, that's like the first place everyone goes and checks. It's like, oh, did you check Sam's blog yet? Did you check Sam's blog? Oh man, he's got this out. He was talking about that. So I mean, it's a great place to go because everything is centralized. You have a great place to see all the information right at your fingertips. So I highly suggest.
This becomes a sales channel now.
What's that?
You're selling my website right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, a lot of people give it great hype. They say it's such a great place to go to, and they're not kidding. So I'm going to throw that down in the description, so everybody make sure you go ahead and check that out. So the first thing I want to talk about today, I would like to know about the new release of the 6 stars. We are talking the Dilma group, and I think we have the first 3 out. So who has everybody evolved so far?
All 3 of them.
All 3 of them? That's not a surprise. I'd be really worried if you didn't evolve all 3 and have them maxed out by now.
Well, I evolved 2 Dilmas. I started with the Guardian one, then I got him all the way to like BB8, and he just kind of got stuck. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go to this animal one because it's 5-star. I already had him maxed out at 10, so I'm starting at 5. And now I've got this animal one at SBB 9. So it's like the Guardian one still hasn't gotten SBB yet, so I just went animal.
That's amazing. So what can you tell me about him? Why is he good / bad / whatever?
Huh.
What could he be used for? I should say that.
Well,
Hold on 1 second. I was hearing an echo here.
I'm gonna start it off.
I had the YouTube page open, so.
I had that open earlier too. I was like, I can hear myself. That's not good.
I'm like, what is that? Like, he just said that.
Anyhow, and if you look at my screen, this would be the perfect use for Dilma, in my opinion, because he has exactly 40 BC needed for his SBB, and Tilith is just gonna fill that up.
So you're talking using him on a crit team then?
Yeah, because his problems from his previous form still exist, which is his really low hit count, so he's not really usable in other teams, in my opinion.
Okay, so I mean, the defense isn't even that bad. I'm looking here. I mean, what do you have on him right now?
That's a Guardian.
With Medulla.
Guardian with Medulla, and he's still got great stats. So the defense isn't exactly a problem like it used to be. The only thing you're dealing with is a low hit count, but in a crit team, you really don't need to worry about that, do you?
Yep.
Just gotta hit hard.
Especially with Tilith.
Okay, so he's definitely usable for that, but is he usable for anything else?
For normal questing, like for a regular player, he's really strong, and when you use his SBB, he heals himself for 3 turns to full. So that's a really good quality of his. But for a paying player, he's not really good in any teams other than a crit team, in my opinion.
Other than a crit team?
Good for SMP.
Yeah, he's good for SMP, yeah.
even given the low hit count.
Yeah, because he's just gonna use his BB, and then he'll have ignore defense.
Okay. So, if you were going to replace him on a crit team, who would you take out?
Huh.
In other words, you're going to have to replace somebody you already have there, so who would you say he would be better than? In other words, some people are running, let me see, maybe, what was that?
Zephyr.
Zephyr? Okay, yeah. Would you suggest him over Zephyr?
I would suggest Dilma over Zephyr right now, just because he has his 6-star form compared to Zephyr's 5-star form.
Okay. And what about when Zephyr's 6-star form comes out?
He's going back in.
Yeah, he's going back in, definitely.
Because then your crit team will pretty much be mono dark.
Yeah.
Oh, so, okay. So quick fix for now.
Other than Rashelle.
Gotcha. So kind of a quick fix for now, but not a whole lot of use later on. So would you suggest people bother raising him up at the moment, or just kind of hang back?
Well, Dilma's a pretty solid unit, actually. Depends on what you are in the game.
Okay.
Depends on what other units do you have. He might be your best unit.
Would he be something to stash away for maybe the Earth Vortex arena?
Yeah, definitely. He hits really hard. He has like 2k attack with a Guardian.
Okay. And do you think he would be able to compete against Ophelia teams?
If he crit, one Ophelia would probably die.
So there's always hoping for that.
Yep.
Okay. So he does have his uses, and he's more of a utility unit, it seems like, but he can still hold his own in quests. So he's at least usable. So what else do we have in that series?
Okay. I'll go show it on my screen. Someone can talk about it.
Who's really interested? Who else is everyone else evolved?
Rashelle.
Rashelle. All right.
And Logan.
Let me hear about Rashelle.
He has a horse.
Who has Rashelle? Do you have your Rashelle maxed out?
Uh-oh. Makes me nervous.
Who has
So-
Rashelle maxed out?
All right. So tell me about it.
Uh-oh. Someone got booted.
Asam's gonna come back. He has technical problems.
Okay, I understand it. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, tell me about Rashelle.
Mine's not
Other
maxed
than
out.
that, he's on a horse.
Okay, well, Rashelle, he's on a horse.
Everybody look at him.
Well, he's got a unique ability added to his Super Brave Burst that no other healer has, in that as long as you're able to consistently use his Super Brave Burst, he cannot die because he has the added effect of an Angel Idol.
So he's absolutely invincible?
If he's able to constantly use his Super Brave Burst.
Okay. So let me. Sam, welcome back.
Yeah, if you put him on a BB spam team with a healer, and they're always filling him, yeah, he's never gonna die.
Yeah, he's a good leader as well because he increases BC drop
Do you know by how much?
30%, I think.
30%.
And he increases BC +2 to everyone after every turn. In addition to that BC drop increase when sparking, of course.
+3.
So in other words, you really want me to use him against Maxwell in the Japanese version?
Yep, your breaker Rashelle.
Oh, also don't
Breaker Rashelle.
he raises crit percentage by 35%.
Okay, so he does have a lot of uses for him. What are the drawbacks?
Besides being breaker?
I don't know. Something just came in my headset. It sounded really annoying, and I can't quite figure out what it was. It sounded all hairy and bearded, but we're going to ignore that for now. So anyway, let me see here. So,
Rashelle's drawback.
yeah, does he have any drawbacks, or would you say he's up there with the higher tier healers?
Well, the thing is with his the extra effects on his healing BB is it's kind of niche because you can actually keep a healer alive without needing the Angel Idol buff. And I don't think the what do you call this? The crit rate up is kind of low to be really effective
Okay.
compared to other buffs. Like Lancia's consistent 50% attack up, Elimo's defense, Altruis ignore status conditions. But he's still a overall strong unit. He can also be used as a leader.
How about the stats?
Oh, he has great stats. I don't have max stats though. Does
Mhm.
anyone have max stats of him?
Well, I'm looking at Lord stats here. It looks like 1500 attack, 1800 defense, 1900 recovery, and 5.7k HP. So pretty decent as far as healers go. He's got higher end attack, I guess. I mean, I guess if you're comparing it to Tree.
Yeah, good thing you have a breaker.
Yeah, exactly. He can sacrifice the defense. He doesn't need it. You know what? Because he's on a horse.
Yeah.
He's actually got one of the better defenses. Like, I think he's got the highest defense of all 4 healers. Maybe.
Rashelle
not
7-star will be on the boat.
Especially for free players.
I really hope so.
Because, I mean, you have a healer, you don't have to worry about dying to turn after they're not guarding and using their Brave Burst.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it does sound like he's somebody who you can use more often than not. In other words, he's going to be a healer that's going to be effective for what you need him for. It's just that he's not the best option out there.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
if you have other units that raise defense, you may not need Elmo. If you have other units that raise attack, you may not need Lancia. You know what I'm saying? There's just, it depends what your team needs are, I guess. And so as long as he can fulfill his
Duties.
use, that's really all you really need him for.
Hey, Chris, maybe you can bring this up. I have a screenshot of
Yeah, I think he's better than Tiara or Chicken Barbecue.
almost forgot about that.
Bearded's favorite unit. Chicken barbecue.
Make him my friend just so you can take him against Maxwell.
Listen, if you make him your friend, I will waste 50 energy to take him. That sounds like a plan.
I hope he saves the day.
Hey, Chris, I just sent you 2 photos of the Max Rashelle.
Okay, I'm not hosting though. Formana's hosting.
Oh,
How do
there we
you-
go.
Okay, you got
I'm sharing Mofo's screen right now.
Okay.
Ta-da! So Anima, that is looking pretty nice. Is that the preferred sphere? The Dendelga?
No, I just wanted to just compare the 2. I would still go to leg 1.
Okay. Do you want to throw leg 1 on there and let us see? Because I'm really interested to see what those stats look like.
Can you click on the other image, Mofo?
No, he's
I see
gone.
boobs.
I see.
Huh?
You forgot to clear your browsing history.
That was Destiny.
Listen, I don't think anyone's complaining right now. But please, commenters, let us know if you're complaining about seeing that.
Alright, commenters, rate those boobs.
Alright, yeah. This is the first picture, Ross.
Do you have it now?
Yeah, just scroll up. This is the first picture. The first picture.
Oh.
Okay,
Go
that's
up.
the same one.
Oh, really? That's weird. That's it, too.
There it is. Okay. So, yeah, wow, look at that defense. 2.3k, 2.2k recovery. He's basically going to heal off of heart crystals like it's nobody's business. And also he's going to be able to tank a decent amount of damage. And then that attack is really nice. And he's got 8.1 HP. So,
I was gonna say, he has some nice HP.
yeah, even Anima taking away some of the recovery, which you definitely don't need, you're definitely looking at the best type being Anima for him. I mean, those stats are just beautiful, especially for a healer. Those are I would take those stats on a regular unit. I mean, that's higher than concurrent.
You don't see healers with that high of an attack, usually.
No. And the other thing is you may not need to guard with him every turn either, because if you have a defense that high, you may be able to get away with attacking, because you're looking at a defense that's pretty close to your other units.
That right there, that defense right there, is almost close to a Guardian Yulu without a spear.
Without a sphere?
Without
Yeah.
a spear.
Because he's at 2.4 without a spear, 2.6 with a spear. So he's close to what Yulu is without a spear.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you throw your leg one on him in battle? Would that be the preferred sphere for him?
Well, if I only had to pick one. Now,
Let's say you only have the one.
if I only
In
have.
other words, let's say Maxwell came out tomorrow and you
Max-
needed to
if,
run him.
If
Let
Maxwell
me
came
say
out
you
tomorrow,
have Breaker for some reason.
well,
Let's say we have Maxwell in 12 hours.
Okay.
I was gonna say. that
Would you
if
throw
I-
your leg one on him?
No, and I would. I'm not sure what a max, his defense is max as a breaker, but I would probably go with the Dandelga just because of the DB regen.
Okay. Do you think it's significant enough that it would make a difference, or do you think that having the extra defense might be more important? I mean, you are getting the HP buff on top of that, so.
Yeah, you get an HP buff, but with the Dandelga, since it doesn't buff defense, and since you have a breaker, I don't know, you may be
Situational specific.
So
But I'm
you-
looking here, there's not a whole lot of difference in HP between the... Wait, Ralph, can you go back for me?
Oh, sorry.
Now, you're looking... There's not a whole lot of difference in HP between the Legwan and the Dendelga.
There is
You're talking 8.1 versus 8.4.
but there is a significant difference in the defense.
Exactly. Talking 1.8 versus 2.3. So...
I think only Olu can get away with Dandelga and Evil
No.
Shard.
Yeah. So I'm going to say I would definitely want the added defense on him, especially since this gives you the option of also attacking.
Mhm.
The only thing is, hopefully you have a better healing option than him if you are going to go with that. But that being said, you're still not in a terrible situation if he's your only option. You have anything to add in there, barbecue chicken lover?
Well, I already said I actually really like this unit. I mean, I don't really notice that much of a difference, but I mean, he's very usable.
Okay, do you own him?
Yeah, I didn't level him up yet, but I own him.
Yet, do you plan on leveling him up, or are you just kind
Yeah,
of
I
chilling
mean-
back for now?
Yeah, I just don't have him 6-star. Like I said, I leveled him up because he was extremely useful in the Karl fight.
I've got a question for you, Chris. Because you're doing this on the Japan, have you earned the Lance Sphere yet?
You know what? I just started doing those dungeons recently because I figured I was scared to go into them at first because I wasn't really sure what I was in store for.
Mhm.
But then after taking everything on in global, I realized I can do it. I may need to spend a gem, but I should be able to do it, especially now that I have Dalvin Shell. But I took on the stage 2 and I finished it with ease. It was almost like bringing a crit team with the exact team that you see here, except for instead of Ruza, I think I might have had Maxwell as a friend.
So yeah, if you earn that Lance Sphere, then I would probably that would be, in my opinion, like of those special spheres, would be the best one for a healer
Yeah.
because it
It's
raises
killing me that I don't have my leg wand yet, and that's because the stupid, well, I can't get it now, but the stupid, the 30-stage Frontier Hunter kept crashing every time I got to stage 26. So, yeah, I missed out on that. But I'll be able to get it next time Frontier Hunter comes around, especially now that I have all these high hit count units. But, yeah, so as far as Rashelle's concerned, I would say one of the higher level healers, but not quite as high as the other ones that are just a step above. Formana, you want to give an official ranking,
For
a tier ranking for Rashelle? And
I
Dilma
think-
while you're at it.
well, Rashelle is 4th among the healers.
Okay, what tier would you
In
rate
my
him in?
opinion, Elimo, and then Altri,
Mm-hmm.
and then Lancia, and then it will be Rashelle.
And then Rashelle underneath.
Yep.
Do you think he would also be in the same tier though, or would he be a tier below, maybe in the A tier?
I think he. I think I rated him a tier below just because his buffs aren't that good compared to the other healers.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Like,
by the time you're gonna need a healer in a well thought of team, you're not gonna need the buff and the what's the word? The help to survive the healer because you have other ways to help the healer survive.
mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so what about Dilma? Where would you put him as far as the tiers?
Dilma is. I think I'm. Wait, let me check.
Well, I actually have your tier list up right now. I see him in A tier, but I don't know if this is updated.
Yeah, this is updated.
Okay, so he's currently listed in A tier, and I'll give you guys a list of some of the other A tier people just so you have an idea of what we're talking about here. Some of the other A tiers we have here are Alice, Leor, AIM, Lauren, Locke, Dean, Edia. So around those units, Logan is also listed here. So yeah, probably around A tier, and then just to give you an idea of where the other healers are at, they're in the S tier, and what we're talking about: Altri, Felnius, Lancia, Cephia, Kakuri, Zelban. So just below those, but still very usable. So still count yourself pretty lucky if you manage to summon one.
I'd say for a free player, Dilma and I'm gonna say his name wrong. Dilma and Rashi are both extremely. I think they're both really good units, especially for a free player.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're talking, like we just went over him, right? For a Thunder healer, he has really good stats. And for a Dilma, I mean, if you get a Super Brave Burst off, I mean, like I'm thinking like more of a free player. That ability to heal 3 turns, I mean, if he's not, as long as he doesn't die that turn, that's 3 turns you don't have to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd definitely say that he's somebody that you're going to be pretty happy with if you get, and it's your only option, like me.
But yeah, that drawback that no, he will not spark at all.
No. Well, hopefully you're not relying on him for spark at that point. If you're just worried about him taking over the healing role, and then you have your other sparkers if need be.
Yeah, I'm saying he's self-sufficient, but yeah, don't expect him to help get spark or anything.
Gotcha. So let's talk about the last unit in this little grouping here. And we touched on him briefly, but Logan.
Logan.
What can I use Logan for? Is he good? Is he bad?
Definitely you can use him on a crit.
Another crit team?
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys using him on Arena as a leader because of the 65% attack up.
Do you think the extra 15% is enough to make a difference, to make him a leader over, say, Loden?
Well, from my experience, just last night, Burr was running Logan, Amy, Laurent, Rachel, and
the highest attack is
all the single hit heavy hitters.
Oh wow! How'd that go?
I almost lost because I killed 2 of his guys in turn 1, and then he killed 2 of mine on his first turn
with only 3
units. So I'm not really sure how I feel about this, but I won with Brave Burst. So
yeah, that almost sounds like a troll team, but at the same time, I mean that's still a good strategy because that's just like the Vortex Arena strategies where you're talking about just bringing along the heaviest hitters and taking out as many units as possible as early as possible, and basically taking RNG out of it for the most part because you don't have to worry about Brave Burst popping off. You can just say, hey, it's fine, I don't need to worry about that. In fact, you know what? I want to show you guys a good example of some RNG at work. So let's see what we have here. I actually took a camcord video of this. You guys are going to have to share with me your opinion. Formana, if you don't mind throwing up my screen.
Yep.
So I want you guys to take a look at this and just tell me what you think. Feel free to judge.
LOL RNG, please.
Now this is what I consider a good arena team, but yeah, you'll see what happens. So 2 units down on turn 1. Things are going well. And I have 2 BV waiting. None of my units down. He has 1 unit with Brave Burst. And we take down 2 more units. Things are looking pretty sweet. Nothing to worry about here. Oh, Rocket Storm. That's not a big deal. Oh, wait.
Oh god.
Wait. We're not done yet. There's another attack. Wait. There's another regular attack. He's just toying with my units. And, yeah. GG. We need a fail in every single episode. And there's the fail of the episode. Courtesy of Camcord. Thank you very much.
You know what I just thought about? This is the second time this has happened to you.
Yes.
Because this happened to you.
Paralyzation is my enemy. It's absolutely terrible.
You when you ran into Kikori and Cephia paralyzed you.
Yep. But look, people are being so friendly. Yeah, they're just talking about how they feel bad for me, which is really, really nice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
Oh my
Poor
god.
guy. He says, dang, I feel sorry for you, LOL. I appreciate it, buddy.
This could only happen to him. Only.
That's just the way it goes, though. I mean, and you can't really help it. But like we were saying before, I mean, Logan does seem like someone who would work out well in Arena for that reason. I mean, you don't really need to rely on that. And then, like we said before, if you can take RNG out of it for the most part, I mean, still you're going to get those turns where your units will attack 4 to 5 units, but you're still going to take out maybe 2 on the first turn, even attacking that many. So, what else can you tell me about him? Here's the Logan leader. We'll go ahead and fight him. We'll see how this goes.
Well, his SBB is
Oh, wow, look at that
weird.
team. No, it's not quite the same, but similar.
Yep, there's one down.
Alright, for those who didn't know, Logan's SBB's name is Magical Coffin.
Magical Coffin, okay.
Uh-huh.
And... That's it. We're just going with Magical Coffin.
Yeah, Magical Coffin. I think it was mistranslated from something really badass in Japanese.
I feel like it probably was, but maybe it is Magical Coffin, who knows? Maybe he's like a magician, and he's going to do like the sawing the lady in half.
Magic or something.
That's possible. So, he goes from being a regular single target BB to a multiple target SBB. Is that something that you would say makes him worthwhile? Just the fact that he now has a use, basically being that he can hit more than 1 unit?
Not only that, but he sacrifices his defense, but he gains a lot of attacks, so he's going to be hitting a lot harder those next 3 turns.
So we were talking about the arena, but would you be able to use that for anything else?
You can use him for boss battles, actually, because his regular BB still heals him for a lot.
Okay, so would you suggest using him in a boss battle? And if so, what type of boss would you say?
Well, I think Mofo has a video of a 5-star Logan soloing Miracle Totem.
I saw that video.
And that's just at 5 stars.
Yeah.
So, my question is, would he be usable in, say, the Maxwell fight, even though he's the counter element?
Hell no.
Hell
I think
no.
he's just gonna die.
You think even if with the ability to heal himself, he'd still die too quickly?
Yeah, I'm confident. This, even though we have like Olu helping him, I don't think just healing himself would be enough.
Now, what about, say, as part of a crit team to use against him?
Part of the crit team. I'm actually planning to do that, to make him part of the crit team.
Okay, so would you be replacing Dilma in that instance?
Probably not. I think I'd be replacing Michelle.
Michelle, and is that because you feel the attack up isn't enough to make a difference?
Yeah. That's my
Okay.
opinion. Because he himself has a 300% attack up.
Okay. So you're talking about more of an individual attack, and you'd still bring Dilma along for
They ignore
His-
defense.
Ignore defense. Okay. Now, do you think that Maxwell's defense will be enough? That it'll make a difference?
Well, he's the hardest boss in the game right now. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking his defense is significant enough to make
I
a
wasn't
difference.
sure if he would have a very high defense or if he would just have a lot of HP.
Oh yeah, that's the way bosses were set up. Were more HP, not really defense.
Well, every buff helps, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, my question was basically, would you rather run 2 Logans instead of a Dilma and a Logan if you had that option?
Well, the thing is, I think the numbers say that Logan would still hit harder. I mean, Dilma would still hit harder, even if Logan is buffed with his SBB. I'm
Okay.
not really sure though.
So in that case, if he is going to do more damage, would you want to run 2 Dilmas?
I'm lazy. That's the problem.
Well, I'm saying like in general. I mean, not you
yeah.
personally, like would it, if someone had that option, would they be able to do that?
Yeah, 2 Dilmas would be okay, but you need Tilith
Mm-hmm.
in order to
Make the
do
crystal.
To use it more than
Yeah.
one turn in a row.
Yeah.
And
I'm-
on top of that, if you were to bring 2 Logans, you might run into a problem because that gives Maxwell a turn to
defense.
attack.
Yeah, and Logan has a defense debuff
Mm-hmm.
on himself, 50%, and that's pretty high.
That's very high. So it does sound like Logan will be pretty usable, and like we said before, where do we have him in the tier list? I think I saw him here. Oh yeah, he's in the
Dilma.
A tier, same as Dilma. So yeah, the two seem to be some pretty heavy hitters and something that people can use. Now I didn't ask this before, but is there any use for Dilma in Arena?
Well, I answered the question earlier with Earth Arena. So
Oh,
I
Earth Arena. Well, I mean like in the regular arena.
yeah, I think he's. Oh yeah, I actually fought a Dilma, and he crit one of my units, and it died. Basically, it died. So yeah, but for BC production, don't rely on it.
Yeah, definitely not.
Not enough hits.
Makes sense to me. Well, I think that pretty much covers the new 6 stars. Let's talk about the new rare summons.
Ooh.
And I want to know how many summons Blackula did.
No word.
No lying. I want to know the actual number.
You want to know the actual number. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Okay. Let me find it. Whoa! What is that? What is that?
That's some volume right there.
That's
That was my
bad.
Well, while you're
Okay.
setting that up, real quick, does anyone have? Did we get any comments about the new 6 stars from our comments on YouTube?
Huh? We don't have
Commenting about your Kayena
the how you got owned by Cayena. But
Oh.
there are questions though.
Okay. Do we have any questions?
From Zul. In a loaded arena team, is it better to use Seren or Karl? Or is there a better alternative until Olga? So, Chris, what do you have to say about this?
I am definitely going to say Saren because she has the higher hit count, and on top of that, she has the ability to cause weakness if need be. So she may be able to get you out of a pinch, and she may also be able to give your other units BB faster. I would
Injury.
definitely go with Saren.
Injury.
Or injury, yeah. You know what I mean.
Actually, for arena,
It's curse, and that's all it is. It's curse. She inflicts curse now. I'm changing the wiki. So yeah, definitely go with Saren in that case. Anything else?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait. Is an elemental weakness team with double mare any good? How's its effectiveness versus hero dungeons?
Well, double mare team is good, but not as good as a mare and zebra team, and that's because zebra is going to get that critical up that comes at the end. Because, or is it the spark that comes at the end or critical? I forget now. But either way, you're going to actually get more damage out of using the crit up and elemental up, and you're actually not going to get as much out of mare. But as far as the hero dungeons, if that is your only option, if you only have the option of 2 mares, that should still do a decent amount. I don't know if it's going to be enough to finish them off in one turn, but it should be enough to do a decent amount of damage. Now, I did do some testing with it before, and the numbers that I got out of using a crit up and an element up were much, much higher than anything I got out of using 2 mares. So you may want to look into getting zebra if you do have that option.
Yeah, you just gotta
Actually,
be.
using double mares,
You just gotta be.
a lower number, lower number of attacks compared to using a single zebra.
And something else, if you don't end up one turn killing, if you're using double mills, you better keep your fingers crossed and pray to RNGesus. That lava doesn't one-shot your team afterwards. Leon.
Poor Leon's not even here to defend himself. He's on his way to, where is he going? I don't know. He's going somewhere. But yeah, he's not even like close to being able to listen to this right now. Poor guy. So is that the end of our questions? Are we ready to go on to these summons, or do you have any more for me?
There are other questions, but it's regarding the Luther batch.
Okay, then we'll get to those afterwards.
Go
Let's
over
take
the
the
Luther
last
first.
question. Not regarding the Luther Bash. What are your guys' view on Bran? Is he a key unit for Selena Dungeon? Well, I think he won't be used for Selena Dungeon because he's the what does he increase again? I mean, what element does he give?
Fire.
He gives fire. Oh, he'll be good because he increases defense like Zalban.
Yeah, he's just a step below Zelban, right? He's
Yep,
100,
5% lower.
5% lower defense, which is
110%.
negligible. So yeah, I would definitely say that he's going to be usable. So I think that may do it for the regular questions. Let's move on to the new rare summons. So do you have that total for us, Blackula?
I do. Well, first, when I first got it, I'm like, okay, we'll just go ahead and start. Summon number 1, Luther. And I'm like, yes. I kept going. Summon number 2, Behemoth. Summon number 3, Zelban. And I'm like, come on. Summon number 4, Kaja. All right. Summon number 5, Uda. I got all 3 summons in my first 5. And then I said to myself, you know what? I want more Luthers. Let's keep going. And I didn't get 3 Luthers until I got to summon number 24.
How many did you do after that? Be honest.
It was 19 more. Like, I got my 3rd Luther. I have my list of entire summons right here.
I was wondering if you went past.
Oh yeah, I did.
Your third.
I wanted. No, I didn't. No, once I got the 3rd Luther, that was it.
Okay.
I got my 2nd Luther at pool 17, and then I got my 3rd Luther at pool 24. I didn't get any other Udas, but I did get 6 more Kajas. I got 3 Kajas back to back for 12 through 14. And then 2 more Kajas back to back at 21 and 22. It's like, what is this, Kaja rate up?
Yeah. So Sam, I see you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
What's
Just
going
trying
on,
to sort out some hardware.
So let me hear your opinion on the new rare summons. Did you do a bunch of them? Did you kind of hold off? What was your opinion?
I did 21. So I had a free ticket. I did 20 summons. Got 2 Udas, 1 Luther, and what was the last guy? Kaja, right? So did get 1 of those. So not too bad altogether. But I think it's good to have 2 Luthers. I just like to have multi-hitters in the team for variety, and not just having to depend on Douglas. And I think he has a good skill altogether. But it's quite a bummer not to have the ISBBs activated right now. We're really looking forward to getting the 6 stars activated as soon as we can when we get into raid, which is really just around the corner. So
yeah,
it's always good to have options.
I was really hoping that they would be the first to come out with 6 stars included, because those are some 6 stars that would be really useful. I mean, like you said, he's a high hitter. He's somebody who can help out with the spark buff, and you don't need to rely on Douglas. And that's the one thing I've been trying not to do. I've been trying to stick to other units, and of course there's the Rainbow team with the Michelle batch that has been pretty popular right now, but eventually that's going to get old too, so I'm sure people are going to want to stick to something.
Yeah, but, I think it's just the stats as well, right? I mean, this bunch of Red Summers, they have generally better stats. I mean, Michelle's team is great, but I mean, their defense-wise, unless you have Guardians, I mean, it's going to be quite questionable in the near future about lasting through the more difficult battles, and the battles are getting more difficult as well. I kind of feel and sensing that there will be a better release of the Michelle type batch in the near future. But I mean, that's how the game progresses. So.
Yeah, and like you said before, with the stats, things are getting more interesting, especially with their 6-star stats. I was showing people earlier that some of the stats for these 6-star units are pretty decent. I mean, when they will come out, like what's her name? She's not Rukina in the global version. I can't think of her name now.
Lucina.
Right. So she has a very, very high attack. I have her as Breaker in here. I'm going to see if I can pull her up. And she definitely outclasses anything we have in global right now. And it's really nice to see where it's heading. And I was saying also, I was able to take on some of the lesser parts of the Vargas dungeon with ease, but you're looking there, 2.6k attack at Breaker, and that's only a Medulla gem on her, also a Steeple Rose. So, and she didn't have a whole lot of help from the stat imps. It looks like only 80 there, but as you can see, I mean, those stats are moving in a direction where we're actually going to be able to take on, I mean, when newer players come in, they're going to be able to take on the older dungeons like it's nothing, which is got to be pretty encouraging for newer players, for even free players, because they're going to be able to get these newer units and survive a little better than we had to go through the drought of having like Vargas 6-star and that good stuff.
That's one of the more beautiful things about this game, the fact that everything's always getting better. I mean, there's no really a bad time for you to start.
No, yeah, I'll say that I like the direction that things are moving, especially like you hit on quickly the whole raid battle. I have been enthralled with that, and I can't wait for it to come to global. It's something that it's going to bring summoners together. It's going to make sure that people have this interaction, and it's going to be a situation where people can actually sit down together and be like, all right, let's play Brave Frontier. It's no longer like, hey, look what I did, look what I summoned, look what I finished. It's more of, hey, let's go take this on together. And I think that brings a whole new aspect to the game, which is going to make people a lot more interested in it if they aren't already.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I'm just wondering, I mean, are you going to ever stop playing once raid kind of comes in, right? I mean, you get 3 ops there, you get 3 ops in the arena, you get all your energy points. I mean, you can practically go without sleep playing for days.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be something to do, and especially we're not even touching on the fact that there's going to be arenas, Vortex arenas, and then you're going to have regular Vortex events, and so like you said, there's going to be something to do at all times, which is the direction we're hoping to move for. Because I mean, when you do have the slow days, you're kind of looking for reasons to do anything other than BB fodder runs, and with these new options, you're no longer sitting there saying, oh man, I gotta just do runs just so I don't run out of energy. Now you're saying, oh man, I forgot my energy's full. I've been doing raid battles all day.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, when are they going to bring out like the proper chats? I mean, we hardly had a good interaction system in the game. You know, it's always about, even with the raid, I mean, you get icons, emoticons, and stuff like that. But I mean, hardly can you really get things organized. And I mean, we still have to depend on like third-party chat rooms or live chat to get people going and interacting. So I mean, fingers crossed. I mean, they'll bring up a chat in the near future.
Yeah, that would be nice. I actually did see some people pose that question to the I forget if it was the Gumi forums or if it was the Brave Frontier Global Facebook page, but I did see some responses saying that they were trying to figure out a way around basically people tormenting other people and all of the trolling that comes along with it, because they were really worried that people were just going to rip other people to shreds and then they'd be picking up the pieces, which I don't blame them. That is another headache on top of all the technical errors that they have to deal with. So, but hopefully they can get to that point, because that would be really nice if you could actually congratulate someone at the end of a battle instead of saying, like, giving him emoticon like you said before.
Absolutely. Can I share a leak there? I just heard from my little bird about something that might be coming.
Oh, I wish we had a breaking news drop right now. Wait, Bearded Knight Karl, go.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't know. Breaking news drop. Make it. Do it.
Oh, I
Make
can.
it
I
noise.
posted on the blog. Just with a little snippet. But essentially, we are hearing the sounds of piano in the near future. But I think
Wow.
That definitely makes me happy.
Everyone go check it out.
8 months, right? I mean, it's going to be. Well, I'm just approximating that to be about 2 months to go.
Can someone bring that up on their screen so we can give our viewers an idea of what we're looking at here? Ralph, I think you have the immediate one there.
I think
Yeah, if we get to the blog, it's the first post there right now. So.
Is it this one?
What's that? Oh.
Oh my
That's enough.
goodness.
keep it in.
That's enough of a sneak peek.
So that right there is pretty interesting. If you want to go to Mofo's page, you can see Brave Frontier Pros is brought up right there. And the post, there we have it, the first spoiler, and we all know what that is, and we are all very, very excited, because let me tell you how much that helps out. Now, who wants to dig into this one?
Oh my gosh.
That's a game.
Anyone want to explain, or does anyone want to elaborate, or does anyone want to talk about it?
Well, how about you go to your screen and you bring it up?
Yeah, so why don't you just bring up the team, Itchy?
Okay. Well, here's my speculation of what we're talking about, and I don't know if this is true or not. So we'll find out. So this unit right here, for anyone who's been living under a rock for the past few weeks, this is Demo. And if you do not know what Demo does, when you attack and spark, she has a chance of filling up that person's BP. And it doesn't have to spark with her, it can spark with anyone. So as long as you get spark, your units get BB. What does that mean for you? That means you press a button and you have Brave Burst, basically. Because it is, I've gotten Brave Burst off of one enemy. If you have high enough hit count units, it's a game changer. It's an absolute game changer. And her stats aren't bad. These are actually Guardian stats that you're seeing right here, and that is not a favorable sphere. Let me see if I can bring up a good one here. Alright, so yeah, here we have Anima stats, and that is a Secret Jewel on her, so not a huge stat difference. I think her base stats are 1500 at level 80, and she also has a 20-hit Brave Burst that ups spark damage. And I think it's a 0.5 addition to spark damage.
If you don't know what Demo does, Demo auto battles Karl.
And Gra.
And Gra.
That's how OP she is.
An absolutely amazing unit. It's something that will be a definite game changer. The only thing you're going to have to worry about is the fact that she is only 5 stars and that she doesn't have the 6-star stats, well, in the direction that things are moving. So obviously as the units scale, the game scales with it. So we're talking about this unit being a little bit squishy later on. And definitely not something that you can bring into the harder dungeons, but something that's going to help you out with everything else. Now, I've been using this unit basically as lead for everything that I've had to use in the Japanese version, and it's gone completely fine. I haven't really run into any problems. Like I said before, I've been able to sustain Brave Burst off of the smallest of enemies, and even going against 2 enemies, I'll show you my current team. With this team setup, I've actually been able to gain Super Brave Burst on everyone with as little as 2 enemies. So that's not running, it's only running one 30 hit count unit. Everybody else is relatively low, and it really doesn't matter which friend I bring along. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a unit that's going to be a complete game changer. Is there any specific squads that anyone can think of that they're willing to throw this into right away? Because as you can see here, I'm limited to a certain number of units.
5 demos?
That cost.
5 demos. No, wait. I've actually tried this. Not with 5, but with 4. And it doesn't work out as well as you think it would. And one of the reasons being, yeah, it's nice, but they don't spark as well as you think they would because the attacks are scattered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. It is if it were like a Saren type attack pattern where it was everything at once, it would work out much better. But let me see if I can give you an example here.
So that's how they balance it.
I'm in the wrong one. Yeah, it's she doesn't hit very hard compared to a lot of the things that you'll run into now. I mean, in the Japanese version.
She's basically like a utility leader or something.
Yes, she's definitely a utility leader, but the thing is, she actually will help you out a lot in that instance. So I do have an arena orb here. I'll at least show you an arena, how she's going to get... it's going to take a while, never mind.
What?
The burdens of a free player. No, but yeah, the fact that she doesn't spark very well is a huge problem, but... that's the only real issue. Other than that, I'm sure you can use her for a lot of different things. It really just depends on what your needs are. For free players, it's going to be like a godsend. You're going to be talking about a unit that's going to make the entire game absolutely easy for you. As you know, I'm a free player on the Japanese version, and I have been running through things like it was nothing. And if it weren't for Demo, I would not be in that situation. I would be falling behind, and it would be terrible. Actually, before Demo came out, there wasn't a whole lot I could do. So, but what about you guys? What are you thinking of using her for?
I was thinking about putting maybe one of my arena teams just to help up the BC production.
Along with Selena Sphere, the one that doubles the attack hit counts.
That is 34 hits right there.
Yeah. She actually has a video about it.
Yeah, there's like I said,
review.
I'm pretty limited in what I can do as a free player, so I don't know the full extent of what she's capable of doing, but that's why I want to hear like what you guys have in mind. So definitely Arena, you're saying. Who would you replace, though? I mean, with all these units with such high, basically everything, who would you say would have to take the boot?
I'd have to, well, considering I'm using the Rainbow team right now, and I do have a light unit on my team, I would take Cephia out and put Demo in.
Yep, same.
Cephia out, Demo in?
Yep. Demo
Okay.
and Girl.
Hey, Itchy.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, but I gotta head out.
Let me tell you, my heart is absolutely broken right now. I'm going to be so sad without Brave Knight Karl here,
All right.
and there is no
We all know
sarcasm in
you're
my
the
voice
sass
right now.
salty. You calm down.
No, not at all, but I am crying on the inside, but thank you very much.
I will send you a scarf so
Appreciate
you
that.
know what it feels like to have a beard.
Well, I appreciate that, and I keep almost pulling up Facebook. Okay, so let me show you now. I threw some Monomasas and an Angelic Foil, the only one I have. I'll show you kind of what you run into as far as Arena is concerned. Let me find somebody who isn't way over my own cost. So, alright, here's a good example. The one problem you will run into her if you were planning on running a bunch of her, she doesn't hit as hard as you want her to. Here we're attacking 3 units. We didn't even take out one. We barely put a dent in one of the 6 stars that we were going against. But everyone did get their Brave Burst, so that is one huge plus. Now you just gotta hope that everyone uses it. I've actually had instances where not everyone got it, or you have maybe some people on the opposing team would get theirs before you could use yours and finish people off. So definitely usable, but if you have better options out there, you might want to go with that.
Look at all those crystals.
If you're like a free player and you have like 5 demos.
Oh man, it's like Saren times 2. It's you'll
much
be
better than Saren.
Yeah, you'll be basically living like you were when you had a full Saren team.
Because
Now that Saren is
demos,
outdated.
BB is light and dark as well, right?
As far as I know, yes. I haven't actually checked to make sure. I'm trying to look here. I see super effective numbers. Yeah, I was just watching the replay there. It looked like there were super effective numbers on both Sepia and whichever dark unit that was, so I think it was both light and dark. So yeah, definitely someone we're really looking forward to using in the future. But we got a little off track there with that heart-pounding news.
Where were we?
Oh my god. I think
Let's see here.
everyone who's watching us right now had an orgasm.
Now
I believe I just heard the collective splooge between everyone.
now we just need to hear Magnolia.
Yeah. Whoever wants to get on that, don't worry, because I'm hearing thunder in the background. I may get cut out here at some point. So anyway, let's go over the 3 units we have in our rare summon gate at the moment. Going over, let's see, who do we want to start with? Let's start with Uda. Uda. Tell me about Uda.
Uda.
Uda?
Uda? Well, let's see. Thunder. When we get his 6-star, which I really wish we had a 6-star right now, this is the unit that we've all been waiting for, because this one we will finally have a true alternative to using Felnius, because he is the exact same as Felnius, only with better stats and a different element. He's going to have the same leader skill, the 1.5 kill rate. He's going to have the same super brave burst buff with his attack. The BC crystal production is 5% less, but that's not much of a difference between 25%.
Negligible when you're talking about 30 hit count units.
25%, 30%. But when you look at every single one of his stats, he outclasses Felnius's in everything. Higher HP, higher attack, higher defense, higher recovery. This you're gonna want to have one of these guys, one of these units.
So if Felnius finally figured out how to actually hit people, this would be the unit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, so all facets that Felnius would be used in, he would be a great option. So let me ask you this. With all of the BC producers out there and all the ones to come, is he the best of the bunch?
He actually has 5% less production compared to Felnius SBB.
Mm-hmm.
But he has much better stats, so that outweighs it by a lot.
Okay.
And the kill rate.
The only problem that you're gonna have is the typing. I mean the element problem. If you're gonna fit something in a rainbow team.
See, because then you won't be able to use. You can't use Luda. Get my words mixed up. You're not going to be able to use Logan and Uda at the same time if you're doing Rainbow.
Well, let me ask you this. Is he someone who you would use instead of Loden? In other words, instead of making a rainbow team, would you go with, like, I don't know, any of your mono teams, maybe Mono Lyra with him as lead?
No. I'm gonna use Dia though. Dia, this guy, Lyra, Ophelia, and...
See, if I'm going to use a mono team, I wouldn't put him as the lead of it because I don't want to sacrifice any damage. I'm going to put a 50% lead, or if I'm going to go mono dark and we get Lunaris' 6-star coming up soon, I'm going to put Lunaris maybe as lead for the 65% instead. So if I'm going to go with a mono dark, I'm going to go with a leader skill that has an attack boost to it, so I don't lose out on the damage. I want to hit hard those first few turns and kill as many as I can, so that the other person doesn't even get a chance to even like get brave versus anything. It's like I don't even want to risk it.
Okay. In that case, you're saying that he's a... what I'm trying to figure out now is basically, since we're getting flooded with all of these Brave Burst units, where does he stack? Where do other ones stack? Because, I mean, people are going to start getting confused because you have, like, we'll get to it later, but, like, Fee's ability, Zelha's ability, how, like, they reduce species as needed. Or you have, like, his and Felnius's, or you have Dia who can also use that, but she also has the 50%. Like, I almost feel like they said, oh, people are really interested in getting their Ray Burst fast. What can we put out so that people will be really interested in getting these units?
Well, I think the general gameplay is definitely to give a lot more options, right? And I mean, if you look at the tougher challenges ahead, I mean, Uda or Founders, they do have their roles to play. I mean, the key focus really on their defense, from my opinion. I mean, if you use Uda, you'll be fighting against, like for example, Selena Dungeon. I mean, that's why it's going to be really useful. Right. I mean, the defense bonus is based on the elemental advantage that he has. I mean, it's going to be much better than Founders, in that comparison. So I think looking forward, if a lot more of the challenges are going to be difficult, I think that the latest series in Japan, they call that the leaders of the people, or Grand Gaia. I mean, those series of challenges like level 5 or level 6, they're quite tough. I mean, you really want to get your elemental bonuses coming through. I'm not quite sure how the Rainbow team would really stack up to it for the general player. But I mean, that's my opinion on how the elemental bonuses and having variation really helps.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to agree with that. It seems like basically the more options you have, the better off you're going to be. But where does that leave the general free player? Should they automatically raise this, knowing that they may need another unit at some point?
Yeah, I think a free player should definitely raise this if they get an Uda, because he can be used as a leader in arena. He's also a great squad leader, a squad mate in arena, because he feels like 16 BC only, I think.
Yeah.
So you won't have any problem. Either way, he's an overall solid unit. You can use him everywhere, even in Frontier Hunter.
Okay, not bad. So let's talk about, let's see here. Let's get Kaja out of the way, because I'm interested to see what people think of him, because he's kind of a strange unit. He's not something we see out of a lot of different releases lately. He's got a lot of different things to him.
Can you pull the values up, Mofo?
Or
From the exact values, the raw data.
the raw?
The raw data.
Raw
You see,
data.
Kaja is the interesting unit, isn't it? I mean, compared to the new capturable boss in Japan, they call it the Zerg. I'm not quite sure what to name him otherwise, but I mean, they have kind of like a mirrored skill, right? Like one is I think you get a lot more damage buff or attack buff the higher the HP you have, and Kaja is kind of like the reverse. You got to be below 20%. So I'm just not quite sure how they play out really, but I just find it quite difficult to apply Kaja. I mean, other than the fact that he does have one of the stellar attack bonuses if you get your HP down to 20%, but still, can you live with that? Sustainable.
Yeah, and how long are you actually going to be at 30% if you're going to be receiving heart crystals after attacking?
And almost certainly you'll be using like a divine stone, right, to really ensure that you have better survivability as you get down to that scale of HP at a time. So.
Okay, and I see here that he's got a pretty hard-hitting Super Brave Burst when he does hit his 6-star. I think Mofo's getting the raw data up, but I'm wondering if that makes him usable because he does have a higher attack.
I think it's better than Graphion or the Golem. I think it's better.
Oh, he's definitely better than Golem 6-star. Because he doesn't get the 80%
The damage
80%,
distribution, you mean?
yeah, that Golem has. For the viewers that doesn't know this, Gravion with his SBB, even though the percentage is at 750%, he actually hits lower than Kaja, since the total amount of damage that his SBB does is actually just 80% of that 750.
Okay. So, would you see him replacing any current units when he does get his 6-star? I don't think he's quite applicable yet, but at that point, can you see him coming in and taking anybody's place?
Oh, definitely. He would be the highest or hardest hitter when his 6 stars comes. Since I think he has the highest attack at the moment at 2,500.
So maybe going with Burr's idea of going with the highest attack units and in arena?
I'm talking about for crit teams.
Oh, for crit team, okay.
Yeah, for arena, yeah, I think you can rely on his attack power.
Okay, makes sense to me.
With the blade or
Yeah, once we get
or
the
foil.
angelic foil with a crit,
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna be really good.
Okay.
I forgot the
And
name though.
what's that?
I forgot the name of the sphere.
Oh, I don't even know.
Some angel thing or something? Or,
I think the angelic foil upgrade. It has a built-in havoc axe,
I don't know if the
and you
name of
can
that is.
equip a havoc axe as well at the same time.
Heaven's Wing or something? I don't know.
That sounds absolutely gross. In a good way.
Right.
Drooled a little bit there. Let's see. So, tell me about Luther or Ruza or Lusa, whatever his name is.
Douglas Killer.
Douglas Killer. He killed him. Maimed him.
Bastard.
Listen, Douglas had to go. Yeah. So, Sam, you were talking about him before, briefly. Tell me about him. What do you like about him?
Well, just the hits, I think. I mean, it's just, I think with all these new units coming out, I mean, you really want to keep the one with the higher hits. And, I mean, generally, they're just good for everything when you have hits. For Frontier, and to get the points out, to get your BC crystals coming in, the damage plus. He just kind of has it all as an alternative to Douglas. I mean, I'm not quite sure about you guys, but I mean, having a team or seeing teams of having 3 to 4 or maybe 5 Douglases, I mean, is that really gameplay? So I'm not quite sure how that kind of works out. But having Luther and the other guys with the higher hits coming through, I think it gives a lot more variety towards a rainbow build with a high heater hit count, fundamentally. So I just feel it kind of works that way in a sense.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, you basically have the option of no longer being hampered down to running one element because that's the only unit that hits 30 times. Now you have one that maybe hits a little bit less, but still has. Then you can still run other ones, or you could still run like a Douglas and Ruza, or you could run Douglas, Ruza, and maybe something else.
And Selha.
Yeah. Oh man, can't wait.
Just
the fact that.
But Zelha, I heard Zelha is pretty hard to spark, so I'm not quite sure about anyone who would use her on a Japan server.
Well, here's the thing. I actually have her in Japan, and I don't find her hard to spark with at all. She actually helps me spark. What I do is I throw her out. She'll probably be the first or second one I throw out because the length of her spark is so long. Anyone who has a short span in which they hit, you can kind of throw them in the middle, and she will spark with them, or they'll be forced to spark with her. What I've been doing is I've been throwing her out first, and then Rusa usually attacks very fast. His SBB is almost instantaneous. So basically what I have to do is I have to throw him in the middle so that I make sure that he sparks. But since hers drags out for so long as you put her out first, you can spark with her pretty well.
That sounds good. So she's kind of like a spark starter in a way.
Exactly.
You kind of start it off, and it drags on so long that you could get the rest of the 5 units fire off and get a good spark with her as well.
And she also sparks very, very well with Maxwell. Anytime I've ever brought a Maxwell friend along, as long as I put them, usually like one unit in between, I'll throw out Selha, and then I'll throw out Demo, and then I'll throw out Maxwell. And with a Demo lead, I can always tell how well I'm sparking by how fast I fill up everybody's Brave Burst with a Demo lead. So what I'll do is I will throw Demo in the middle of those two, and they line up almost perfectly. It's pretty nice. The only thing is you have to throw her out first for that to happen, so you may be missing out on some buffs or anything like that. So that's one thing that's a problem. Plus, since Ruza is the one who raises spark damage, she's not going to be gaining that spark buff. So that's the only drawback.
We kind of have it all anyway. I mean, there's no kind of single unit. That's why we had problems with crit teams as well, right? I mean, you have to weigh your pros and cons about who to really start off first. Which other unit that you have to sacrifice. You can't have it all in one unit to have all the buffs. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to agree with that. So as far as Ruza is concerned, I keep calling him Ruza. I'm gonna switch over to Luther now.
Ruza.
Luther. So as far as Luther is concerned, is he usable anywhere else? Because he does have a single target regular BB. So is he usable in arena at all?
I think he's usable in arena for the fact that he has a great attack. Because I think he taps at like 2100. That's weird. That's without
Lord.
And do you know his 6-star fill rate by any chance? Because I have used him as well as Selha and it's not Rukina. It's gonna be something else. Lucina? Is it something? Does that have it?
Lucina.
Lucina. So as far as Lucina, Zelha, and Luther are concerned, they all get their regular Brave Burst very quickly. I have no problem getting that extremely quickly. So I don't know what the fill rate is off the top of my head, but I think that is 1+ on the side of him having a single target BB.
Okay, I got it. I have it. I have it filled up. The DC cost for Luther Super Brave Burst is 45. So.
And his regular Brave Burst?
Regular Brave Burst, 15.
Yeah.
So he's got an 8. He's got an 8 fill.
Yeah. So I mean, he's along the same lines as like.
Farland.
Yeah, all those. And I believe, just from feel, I don't know for a fact, but I think Zelha and Lucina are in the same boat. So, do we have any questions from our comment section about any of these guys?
Wait. I'll go check.
Yep, Zelha is also 15 BC.
Oh, Luther versus Selha. Who is better or has more potential?
Ooh, I know a lot of different opinions on this. I want to hear Formana's first, though.
My opinion, I'm going with Luther since I'm mainly a Frontier Hunter guide maker. So more elements, better runs, more points.
Makes sense to me. So you're gonna say definitely if you're gonna throw him in and not her, who else? What's the other light unit that you're running to replace her?
Melchio.
Melchio?
Yeah, you can go with Melchio or Leoron.
Leoron. And this is Frontier Hunter. Okay. Any other questions?
Luther or Selha's spark animation, which is better?
Like I said, Selha, she drags out for a long time. Luther's is very, very fast. You literally have to time it perfectly so that it hits in there. So I'm going to have to give the edge to Zelha, but that's only because you have a little bit of wider variety. If you throw Luther out first, you're going to be in trouble. He's not going to spark with anybody because no one else is going to get there fast enough to do it. I wish I had. I don't know if I have an example to give, but.
How well does Luther spark with himself if you have multiple Luthers?
If you have multiples, I'm not really sure. Let me actually see if I can try this out here. I'll throw mine out, and if I have a friend, I'll be able to test this for you, and I'll show you. Let's see. Do we have any other questions while I'm getting this ready?
Someone wants to see your Thunder Arena teams.
Thunder Arena teams?
Bring out the Zazabis.
I'm running all Dancer Maze. Spoiler. Just to let you know, in case you were wondering. Alright, I don't have any Luther friends right now, but I'm going to try and restart and see what I can get. Anyone want to show their Thunder team?
One sec.
I'll show mine.
Since I can't stream right now,
There we go.
I'll take a snapshot and then you can just show them.
All right, Formana, you want to go over it? Help some people out here. That's changed a lot since I last saw it. And wow, look at that leader.
No, I'm just joking.
No, listen. I hope you run that, and I hope it wins.
Yeah, I'm gonna run that when I'm.
That's
Wait.
right there.
Probably.
Well, basically, still the same concept as before, but I'm going to hit much less harder because I have low stat units and 3 5-stars.
Now, what's Uda's
I'll be more consistent
count?
with BBs. 5 or 6. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
So
But
do you-
he has really low fill rate.
What's his
So-
fill rate?
15.
15?
Yeah, he's like Farlon and Ophelia.
Oh, I didn't know he was that low. Okay. So, if he is as low as them, why isn't he being used more in arena teams?
Because- Because of Loden, and Dia doesn't have her 6-star yet.
Dia?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying when Dia does come in, would you replace Farlon with Dia and throw him in when he gets his 6-star?
Yep. Because Dia has an actual BB compared to Loden, which just helps other fill their BB.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it doesn't really work out that well. So I'm opting for a unit with an actual BB, even though it's random. It still does damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're not worried about it being random at all?
Not really.
Would you, if we had Sphere Frogs by then, would you throw on a status ailment sphere on her, as well as maybe an angelic foil? Maybe paralyze?
It's a good question.
Thunderbow.
I might. Yeah,
Get
I
some
might.
random
I might do that.
paralyzations in there, just in case you don't finish off.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
that
actually
was
a
a-
pretty good idea.
That was the most annoying thing when I ran into this one time. I'm like, why does this person paralyze me with normal attacks? It was so annoying.
Yeah, I used to run with Thunderbolts too. It was fun.
Okay, does anyone else have their Thunder team up?
Somebody will have to click the picture. That
Mofo.
Mofo, you want to do the honors?
Yeah, sure. Oh, I just went with here's my Thunder team, and I just went with the highest stat because I'm lazy.
Is your Thunder team up? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you basically have almost the exact same team I have. Just kind of higher stats, hoping to take out a lot of units quickly. I like I said before, I tried a whole lot of different scenarios, and I wasn't really happy with anything that I came up with, so I just kind of said screw it. Just stuck with what I had. And I'm hoping it's going to be enough. I mean, like we were talking about before, I'm not really sure what to expect as far as this whole thing goes. If people are just going to give up as soon as they get the unit, or if they're going to continue on, or if there's going to be something worthwhile past the 1,000. And if there's going to be a way to climb out of the 1,000, because that was a huge problem too, trying to get past 1,000, because a lot of people quit around the around that area, and it really kind of mucked everything up and made it really harder to find anybody above you. So can you bring up Blackula's team here?
Mofo? Ooh, a girl.
There you go. Yeah, I have it on.
And there we go.
All right, so Blackula, tell us about your team.
Well, I have Logan in that first position just in case he gets filled first, so he can, do his business. I have Amelia as my lead for her leader skill mainly because, as you see, she's got the lowest attack of everybody on this team, so she's just there specifically. Well, actually for two things, for her leader skill, and she's actually hits the most. She hits 10 times compared to the other ones. Logan hits 9, Ilulu hits 4, Gribe hits 6, and Ronell hits 8 times. So Amelia is definitely there for her leader skill to produce special. As you can see, everybody else, they've pretty much got 1800 plus attack and higher. So my strategy is to hit hard and hopefully kill something on the first turn. So, and I've actually tried. I've taken this team in the regular arena, and surprisingly, I have had times where I've had 2 to 3 people have Brave Burst after after turn 1. Loading being one of them, Griebe being, and Griebe usually got filled before everybody else as well. And then other times, Amelia would get filled first, but I usually get at least 1 to 2 people filled on turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, we have very similar teams also. I mean, just replace the Ilulu with, I think Logan, is who I have in there. And that's, I mean, I don't own Ilulu. I'd probably run her if I had her, but yeah, basically the same team there.
Now that I actually might be making a switch, I might actually be taking that particular Logan out because that's a breaker Logan, and I may be putting in my Anima Logan just to have more HP and slightly higher defense. And so, I've gotten that Anima Logan recently because everybody else on this team, and everybody else is Anima on that team except for Logan. So now that I got my Anima Logan that I've always wanted, I'll probably put that one in as well.
Okay. In that case, let's see here. Let's move on to the Moonlight Festival. I'm really interested to find out what this thing is about. Does anyone know a damn thing about it? Because I sure as hell don't.
Well, the food is great.
All right. And thank you very much for
the
joining us.
The mooncakes are great. They taste great. If you have like a local Chinese community in your area, you should definitely try it out.
There is a Chinatown in the city I am adjacent to, so I could go check that out if I needed to. Yeah, so what do you think this Vortex event is going to be about?
I think it's probably going to be like the surprise is Vortex, if anyone remembers, where you get the charged stone sphere.
Okay. So nothing crazy big, but still something worth running?
Yeah.
Possibly. I've heard about some mechanics with somebody's talking over.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I mean, from what I've gathered so far, there's been a rumor about 15% stats increase with 5% crit bonus with a spear, and you probably have to gather items in the Vortex and craft it in the town. So that's what I heard about the Mooncake Festival so far. It's not like you can capture a unit, but yeah, it's not like you get a sphere, for completion as well. So it's more in terms of gathering materials. So I could be totally wrong, but we will know in less than 48 hours, I think.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a lot of work.
Possibly.
I mean,
Obviously.
I'm just saying, for a sphere that I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use, I'm wondering what the angle is there. Like, why go through the process of crafting it?
Well, but if you look at the stats, if what's been rumored about the stats, 15% to all stats, 5% to crit bonus, that's effectively better than a secret jewel, right? So free players even, I mean, it could be questionable compared to a medulla. So, 20% versus 15% with a 5 chance of crit. So how would you really weigh that?
Okay. I'm gonna say that, like you said, that's definitely usable if you are a free player. I mean, that's a godsend. I would love to have that in the other version. The thing is, is this going to be feasible? Do you think it's going to be feasible for free players to obtain this, or is this going to be? Do you think it's going to be a multiple day event, or is this going to be something that they have to complete in a day?
Well, based on what we've seen or information shared so far, it seems to be running for a week, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
the
would say it
festival
lasts for 7
runs for a
days.
week.
Okay, so players are going to have enough time to craft the sphere if need be.
Yep, it's not. It won't
would
be
think
like
so.
the April Fool's Day event, which ran for 24 hours only. I think.
Yeah.
Bernie.
I just noticed Mofo has the Mid-Autumn Festival wiki up,
Oh,
and I'm trying to read over it, and I can't tell what it says.
The Mid-Autumn Festival is an official harvest festival celebrated by Chinese and Vietnamese peoples. I can read it.
I like your reading voice. Continue, Blackula.
Yeah, thank you for good harvest.
The festival is held on the 15th day of the 8th month in the Chinese calendar and Vietnamese calendar during a full moon, which is in September or early October in the Gregorian calendar, within 15 days of the autumnal equinox.
I kind of think Morgan Freeman should watch out for his job. Because that was some pro narrating right there.
I think we should update that wiki page. You should get a wiki page update in there and say that's an event in Brave Frontier.
Also,
All this information is wrong. This is an event.
Yes, exactly.
actually a Brave Frontier event.
Sorry to disappoint you guys.
There is no such thing as the actual Mid-Autumn Festival.
Oh god.
All right, so it looks like we're running out of time here, so we're going to wind things down. Now, we don't usually do this on a Tuesday episode, but since the new units came out, and I haven't gotten any of them yet, do you guys want to do a rare summon?
I wouldn't mind.
All right, we got one up.
Okay, I can do it,
Let me get my free ticket.
I don't have it on my computer. So,
as long as I don't get a Zeus.
What was that, Sam?
no, I said I don't have my my emulators kind of running on my desktop, so couldn't get it going. Next time,
Oh, that's
perhaps.
Alright, I
Well,
guess I can go first.
Okay.
Everybody turn to my screen.
Wait. Okay, wait. You need to have the dreads out for this. You can't. It's good luck. It's good luck.
Drug, there, see?
There it is. Okay.
I just got him tied up right now. Alright, so everybody can see this?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, you don't need glasses to play your game. That's good.
Yellow bear. Ew, yellow light. Idea.
That could have gone better.
Lord.
Oh Lord.
BB father.
There you go. All right, who's next?
Can go next.
Okay, Mofo.
Mofo's short a gem.
Yes, the summoning ticket.
Just go to your gift box. You should have a gem in your gift box.
You don't have your ticket yet? You didn't claim it yet.
I forgot to click.
Yeah, just go to your gift box. You probably have a gem in there.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, someone take it.
Summon ticket.
Oh, did you already claim all your gems? Yeah, I still got like 10 gems in my gift box. I haven't claimed yet.
Ah, must be nice. All right, let's see the summon ticket.
Ah, you suck.
You know it's gonna
yeah.
do.
Ziz. Oh, Sigma.
Cygnus.
My third Cygnus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
great
better
then.
than her.
Me, I'm
All
Sigma,
right.
one of the 12 Guardians. Anyway, nice to meet you.
How friendly. Lord.
Lord, okay. We're getting a run of lords here.
Alright, I'll go next, I guess.
That was good for madness.
I hope I get something good.
Lord Zeus.
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
Oh god, yellow door.
Oh no.
Zeus.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Fine.
This is just nasty.
No.
What type?
I remember. Oh my
Well,
god,
at least
that's
it's
bad.
Anima.
That's bad too for him.
Yeah.
Listen, it
I
could have been
prefer a
worse.
breaker.
Well, breaker, I'd want to take a breaker than.
Yeah, I would take a breaker as well.
I smell Dark Arena.
But I already have a 6-star
Yeah.
of him.
I never did evolve down to 6-star. I got rid of him.
All right, I'm gonna make my pathetic attempt at trying to get one of the new units. I still haven't gotten them, but I've only done like 2 summons, so
Kinda
I haven't
hurts.
really gone for it.
To rare summon.
And you missed the super
rates
rare
up.
summon rates up, dude.
Yes, I did. Well, I was
And,
hoping that would stretch into the Zelha batch, or that they would bring it back when the Zelha batch came back. Oh wait, Sam. Sam's up. I want to see Sam do one. We have no audio for Sam though.
Man, I'm just wearing the headset, trying to
there
talk
it is.
through it. So, yeah, just trying to do it through the camera as well. So I'm not quite sure if you can see this.
Yeah, we can see
there we
it.
go.
Hood's up too.
Okay.
Looking at.
All right, so let's do one, yeah.
Yep.
For the good sake of the community. All
A
right,
little
so
more to your right. Your left maybe?
this way. There we go. Am I just
Little
getting
higher.
my directions right?
There we go.
Okay, so try to do it.
I'm going to do the rub.
we got a red door.
Oh, red door.
Ooh, rainbow. Let's make it rainbow, yeah? No, I don't think it's rainbow. It's right.
Oh, it's Luli.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Alright.
What
I've never
type
got
you got?
time, so.
No, as long as it's not breaker.
Breaker!
It's breaker.
Breaker! Good.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Arena.
Thanks.
Her breaker is so bad.
Where's the arena?
Her defense is already kind of low.
All right, I'm gonna try and salvage this here.
Are you gonna do another one?
Cross your fingers that I get Luther here, Animal Luther.
You're getting an Eric.
Oh, I'm getting an Eric. I'm getting my 50th Eric. I can feel it. Listen, I'm gonna smack everyone in Dark Arena with all of my Erics.
Hey, dude, I have 2 Erics.
All right, here we go.
Is this 2.0?
Suck, don't suck, don't suck, don't suck, don't suck, don't suck. Crap.
Uh-oh.
That's not a good sign.
Uh-oh.
All right, come on. Break, you bastard.
Uh-oh.
No.
Yeah.
It's like my 50th Aisha. No, it's Anima.
Anima.
I actually have like a few more.
Good one.
Okay, well, that pretty much does it for this show. I thank everybody for coming along with us. We are going to be back again on Friday at 10 p.m. That's Eastern Time, so make sure you check your local listings to figure out when that's going to be up for you guys. And yeah, don't forget to go check out Sam's blog. It's going to be linked down in the description. It's Brave Frontier Pros, and thanks for coming with us, Sam.
All right, pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Take care.
Bye.